I, male 49, will keep this as short as possible, but basically my stepdaughter, female 25, wants to marry her boyfriend, male 25, which is fine and all. I had the money to pay for the wedding. What could possibly go wrong? Her father, male 54, has never been in the picture her whole life. He was a deadbeat father, never took care of his daughter, never paid child support according to my fiancé anyway. My stepdaughter was never rude with me and always showed respect, so I always showed respect for her and bought all her the necessities she needed. Maybe too much. Now, looking back, I'm an effing ATM. What was I thinking? Anyway, since I'm paying for a $200K wedding, I just asked for my mother and her two step-siblings to receive invitations since they are her siblings. My fiancé and daughter were like, cool, we will. Now, obviously, this could be a mistake, but invitations come around. My stepdaughter informed me that she didn't want any children at her wedding, but that seemed odd to me because my fiancé's sister children were invited. So why wasn't her own siblings invited, I asked her, and she said it was just a mistake, probably a red flag, but we move. A few days later, my daughter-in-laws come to my house and a question was asked by the in-law targeting my daughter, asking who's going to walk her down the aisle. My daughter announced it was her deadbeat effing clown of a father. My fiancé was in shock from her announcement, and my daughter kept going on about how they've been in touch and the fact that he's her true father. And at that point, I lost it. I announced that her real father can pay for the wedding. He can't, lol, since I'm a check from my stepdaughter. My stepdaughter started screaming at me and all the guests left the house. My fiancé wasn't too happy, stating that I humiliated her in front of her in-laws and the fact they spent a year planning. I stated that I wasted $200K on an ungrateful brat, maybe idiot for this, and spewed insults towards her father. As you can tell, I have hatred towards that man, so am I the idiot? Edit. I want to clarify a few things briefly. Just because you saw a similar story or situation doesn't mean whoever the stepfather was the only person to be in this situation. Secondly, my stepdaughter told me I would walk her down the aisle, then proceeded to lie and humiliate me in front of the guests. Thirdly, a few people asked why I laughed it off. Whenever I'm in a bad situation, I just like to laugh it off like Spider-Man, I guess. Now, for a few comments before the first update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Petty person here. If you paid for it and can't get a refund, I would still cancel the order or change the delivery address. Catering paid for and no refund, cancel or change the delivery address to a local shelter. Flowers paid for. Change the address to a local hospital. She sees you as an ATM. Comment 2. Not the idiot. $200K is ridiculous for a wedding if someone else is paying for it. The fact she's comfortable taking that money from you but doesn't see you as the primary father figure in her life heavily indicates she's taking advantage of you. Comment 3. You pay $200K for your stepdaughter's wedding because you respect her. Then she says she has been in contact with biological father, a deadbeat idiot who hasn't been in her life and didn't pay child support, and wants that biological father to walk her down the aisle because she considers him her real father. After you feel like you've been clowned after paying for her wedding and for her necessities in general. So you say that her real father should pay for her wedding if she loves him so much. Definitely not the idiot. Now for the first update, and if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like. It's free and really helps the channel grow. Lots of poop has happened these past few days and we have much to talk about. I probably should have mentioned this in my previous post, but I had nothing to do with the planning, nor did I want anything to do with the planning. It was all my fiancé and stepdaughter planning well. A lot of you were concerned with the price of the wedding and you guys made me concerned too. So, as some of you requested, I asked my fiancé about the planning of the wedding and I came to the conclusion that from asking that I've just been a check to my fiancé and stepdaughter this entire time. In the planning, the actual wedding itself would cost $40K, which I can understand as there are over 400 plus guests. We are South Asian, and the rest of $160K was spent on a honeymoon to Dubai. In this list of people, it contained my fiancé and her sister family, my stepdaughter, her man along with his parents, and this invitation disgusts me, her deadbeat freaking father. At that point, I went ballistic. I never agreed to pay for the honeymoon, only the freaking wedding and a honeymoon is supposed to be for the newlyweds. And my fiancé said this so calmly without any regret and expected me to be okay paying for other people's holidays. And how could she possibly be sane to think it was a calm and rational idea to invite the man who she claimed refused to pay child support and was verbally abusive? I lost my cool and told her that she and her daughter took advantage of my money and was selfish to leave her 2 young children alone with me. I work 45 hours at my business and decided it would be a good idea to invite her deadbeat ex, who literally tried to lay his hands on me years ago. She responded by saying it was her daughter's idea. I then replied to her and said, "You and your daughter have 7 days to get out of my house," and she started her circus act, but there was no going back. I then began the process of moving forward. I changed all my card pins so no more of my money can be used, and I began the refund process. I contacted the venues and they were actually really nice and offered a refund, but it will take a couple working days, maybe weeks for a refund. As for the tickets to Dubai, well, let's just say I'm a lucky bastard as I was able to refund the tickets, $75K, since I was still in fair condition while the tickets were unused, which brought excitement to me. It hurts so much thinking how these people who haven't worked as hard as I have thought it would be a good idea to use my money on a first-class ticket to Dubai. My fiancée told her daughter that I refunded the wedding and she didn't take it well. I won't go into too much detail as I have talked long enough, but I was petty at the end and said that her real dad can pay for it. This has been a poop show for a couple days. I can't see my 2 young children every day now and I have lost my fiancée, but some good news. My oldest son, male 25, gave his newborn son my surname, which made me smile. At least someone appreciates me. Edit. I'm going to take my kids to Dubai. Who doesn't love petty revenge? Now, for a few comments before the final update. I'd say you have a decent chance at joint custody of your kids. Use some of that money on a lawyer and watch your ex crash and burn due to her own greed. I'd block anyone but the ex, and that's just so you can discuss the kids. Another person suggested DNA tests, and I second that. Not the idiot. Comment 2. Considering you have 2 young kids with her, you'll likely be expected to have primary custody or pay child support. Based on your income, assuming based on spending $200K on a wedding, the child support will likely be a large amount of money even if it's not super significant to you. Maybe go for custody to avoid paying your ex to spend money on your kids, where she instead goes and gets her nails done and flies to Dubai. Comment 3. I just got a car repair bill for $3,200, nearly breaking me, and talking to a person who had $160,000 plus lying around for a wedding? Life is surreal sometimes. Sounds like the high drama is there, regardless of income levels. 45 hours a week at your business isn't that much compared to what your income must be. What do you do for work? Then the original poster responded with, I inherited my business from my father and genuinely owe him my life. He saved me. Now for the final update. I didn't expect to make another update, but much has happened since my last update, so here we go again. Firstly, as soon as I kicked my ex and her daughter out of my house, they went to social media to accuse me of controlling them with my wealth and being petty over canceling the wedding because of small issues. However, what they didn't include in the post is the fact that I never agreed to paying for a honeymoon, which they didn't include in the post surprise. The second fact being my ex is saying I'm controlling them with my wealth, yet is still begging for me to take her back. And finally, the small issue being that I raised her daughter for 15 years, paid for basically everything for her. And when I asked for a small favor to walking her down the aisle, she turns on me and humiliates me in front of her in-laws. But I'm the bad guy and my ex and her daughter are innocent people. Make it make sense. My ex side of the family is sending threats to me. But do I really care? No. Secondly, I lost about $2K in total on refunding wedding stuff, which I believe is, of course, expensive, but overall a win on my side considering how I initially predicted I would lose $15–20K, but I thank my ex and her daughter for not spending $200K on a wedding, but on a wedding and plane tickets to Dubai. They saved me lots of money. Thirdly, my stepdaughter somehow found this post through TikTok, and she is ordering me to take it down, and to be honest, I can't deny my thoughts, but I truly believe my ex and her daughter are narcissistic, as they truly believe their opinion only matter, and that I don't deserve free will and should conform to them at all costs, but I won't. She is truly a hypocrite for suggesting that I should take down my post when she has a fake Facebook post blurting false facts. Maybe I'm the cause for these people being entitled. Fourthly, my kids are staying with me and they want to stay with me long term. My ex and her daughter went from a luxurious, lavish lifestyle to a cheap apartment, and my kids, let's just say they didn't take it well and they want to stay with me, which is a problem I need to solve since I work many hours, but I don't want my children suffering because of my ex. Finally, my ex-daughter and her fiancé broke me because false promises of a nice wedding and honeymoon to Dubai were all gone. Her now ex-fiancé accused her and my ex of theft. I may have told him and his family about what they planned and other things. I've truly got lots of respect for her now ex-fiancé. He completely understood my perspective and I can't thank him enough. My stepdaughter and her ex came into my house thanks to my younger children opening the door for them, and it turned into a shouting match that ended with me threatening to dial 999. They left the house blaming me for everything, and I said, "Get your real dad to pay for the wedding and honeymoon." I also told them that I'm going to Dubai with the kids, and they didn't take that well. I wish I could cut my ex off, but unfortunately she is the mother of my 2 children. Edit. I forgot to mention that my ex's ex-boyfriend came to my house half drunk and said that I was using my wealth to do whatever I want by my command, and he said in his drunken British accent that he was shagging my bird, so I'm definitely getting CCTV. Even if she was actually having an affair, she isn't my problem anymore. She can go be with that drunk freak and live her consequences. Comment 1. OP, you're a stronger man than me. Nothing but kudos for the way you've handled this. I would have gone completely scorched earth. They have no one to blame but themselves for the way they've handled the entire situation and what life has in store for them. Live your life with your kids as best you can and don't let those toxic dumpster fires try to twist things to them. Then the original poster responded with, "Unfortunately, I have to be in contact with my ex and she is the mother of my child, which is really annoying, but we move." Comment 2. Bro, not going to lie. This is one of the most satisfying stories ever. People work so hard to get this kind of life. IDK how your entitled ex-stepdaughter and fiancé thought they can just do whatever they want, especially if it's not even their money, like having a bit of respect for someone who's paying for your lifestyle. Having people who have narcissistic traits is the worst thing, ever from experience. You really dodged a bullet on that one. Bro, you're also a really good father, so don't ever doubt that. Go for a vacation, bro. You deserve it. Comment 3. Go see a lawyer, see if you can get a restraining order and have no contact with them. And finally send everyone they know an email link to the original Reddit story. The way they are acting now shows exactly what kind of people they are and what they actually thought of you. I'm sorry you had to go through this, and if you never gave in, imagine how much worse they would be in the future. This might get the stepdaughter to realize your ways. Due to popular demand, I have removed the troll comment at the end. Let me know if I made a mistake. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this story, you'll definitely like these ones too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.